We are set, ready to rock for this Madden Ultimate Team matchup, and these guys on your screen ready to rock as well. Some of the stars of today's game, and speaking of the game, let's get right to it. Here's Travis Coons now ready to get this one started. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. They come out here in the eye. Rivers now, the throw on first down. And it's hauled in by Ben Watson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely.
I mean,
size, the hands.
The speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
Let's go.
On 1st and 10, Rivers. Fitzgerald bringing it in over the middle. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. And this time they go underneath for a simple pitch and catch.
And not only do you get the pitch and catch, Brandon, but you're able to keep the receiver moving when you hit him with the drag route.
The first carry down for Rob Kelly. And he stopped immediately there. Only a yard on the pickup, so a good situation on 2nd and 2. It's now 3rd and 1.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. These short ones still have their value. You can still set up the play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
Rivers on first down. Now they go screen. It's complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal. Red zone opportunity. Here's Rivers. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
Looking to cash in on this opening drive. Here's 3rd and goal. Kelly to try to punch it in. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. A great effort there. Taking it in. And the Giants take it right down and score on the opening drive. And this is off the left, upright, and through. A trick shot there, but a point is a point. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Three receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Now Foles. And got his man complete. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him. And he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike.
And this one caught by Dez Bryant. A big play there on the catch and run. 35 yards.
You can go back to Stillwater, Oklahoma in his days as an Oklahoma State Cowboy and see very similar plays. We always talk about running backs who don't give up on a run. He doesn't give up on a catch or a run after it, does he?
Now, Dez is one of the best in the business, and as you always say, so competitive, isn't he?
Without a doubt, he's going to fight you to the nth degree for the football or for yardage.
Here's Foles. That's caught at the one, and he will take it in for the touchdown. Kobe Flainer, a 5-yard touchdown. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And he's got it up and through. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Then confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Giants with a football here as we begin quarter number 2. 5 yards left for the offense. It's second down. They come up in an offset eye. Rivers now on second down. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Now this offense ready to head back out there. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here.
After that throw, and it was definitely one that he would love to have back, I wonder what's going through his head. I wonder what kind of mind game he's playing with himself to get himself back on track. Because a lot of guys, that's what they do. They have little triggers that when the mechanics are off or if they make a bad throw, that they go to that place to get themselves back in sync.
And Coons connects on this one. It's good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they had great field position, but a 3-play drive that actually goes backwards, and then they kick the field goal.
And I think the key sequence in there, the key phrase you just gave us, a 3-play drive. Had the momentum, great field position, unable to move the football.
Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. They tried to run the counter, just that the defense wasn't fooled.
And when they're not fooled, you see the end result. Because what you're doing there, you mentioned the count.
And that's caught inside the 35. It's a big-time play there for the G-Men. 41 yards. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there's a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5 and still find a way to win the game in the end.
To throw is Rivers. Ben Watson was the intended target. That'll bring up second down.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, You know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
Throwing again. Rivers on 2nd and 10. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Telvin Smith from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. So an entertaining first half, and now we have hit the 2-minute warning. For Rivers. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
So it's a 7-play drive, but it stalls out in the end.
Let's credit the defensive front 7. They were a little leaky at the start of the drive, but they stiffened toward the end.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now back out comes the offense. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Foles. Left side and caught by Flainer. A gain of 6 there on 1st. 2nd down now after the pass completion. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. They'll throw underneath for Gurley. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield across the 45. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And a nice little pass and catch there on the corner route.
Set up very well by the receiver with a head and shoulder fake inside before he comes back downhill to his quarterback.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal. And now inside the red zone, the offense will operate. Now Foles. Dumps it off to Gurley. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll bring up a 2nd and goal.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner.
And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. Muhammad Wilkerson in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
Well, this defensive unit certainly picked a great time to make a stand. Back-to-back sacks, starting with 1st and goal. Have to believe that they'll continue to bring the pressure on 3rd down.
Escaping the pressure right. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it, incomplete. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
So they kick it through to take the lead. There is a little bit of time left, though, here in the 2nd quarter.
And while they're concerned about not giving up a big return or giving up points themselves going into the half, how good do they feel, though, putting points on the board themselves right near the end of the 1st half?
New York set to take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Rivers on 1st down. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Will Hill. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may force them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
And it's knocked away and incomplete. Time for a break. And Larry apparently very brief in his report. Thanks anyway, my man, as we're already set for action. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This one fielded at the 5. And here now the offense heading back out there. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
They'll stick to the ground game with Gurley. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the 3rd quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
$40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return. And the Giants' drive will start from deep in their territory with a 1st and 10. Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the 3rd quarter. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half?
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Prince Amukamara. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. Now this offense ready to take over again. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and give these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. A big pickup there on the run. 33 yards.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run...
And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Kobe Flainer, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And that interception key as it leads to the touchdown. Coons on now to kick this one away following the score. This one fielded at the 5. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And last time, 1 play interceptions. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give him a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you got a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
On 2nd down, Rivers again. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Ben Watson was the intended target, the tight end. And it's 3rd down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
They isolate Hopkins on the left side. On third down, Rivers. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take... Charles and I settled here in the booth. This should be a fun one. Madden Ultimate Team matchup as you get a look at some of the stars here of today's game. Let's get right to it. Set to go now on a beautiful sunny afternoon. And here we go. We're underway in Madden Ultimate Team. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. They come out here in the eye. They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
And frankly, Brandon, we're talking about things I'm not sure we ever thought we'd talk about in the NFL. And a lot of that is the speed at the linebacker position. A lot of these guys in college, they were safeties. They moved them up to outside linebacker to combat the spread offenses, and now we're seeing it in the NFL. Those same guys using their speed to make plays in the backfield, similar to that one.
Now a handoff for Gurley. And he takes this one just shy of midfield all the way to the 49. That one goes for 24 yards.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
And it's incomplete. He was looking for Todd Gurley, and it's second down. And on 2nd and 10 now. Now it's Gurley. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
Third and 11, and some extra depth in the secondary here. They're in the dime. Here's Foles. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Yeldon, the lone running back. Here's Rodgers to throw. Quick slant, caught by Moore. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. The 4-time Pro Bowler Herman Moore, his first grab of the game.
Led the league in receptions twice. And just think about, he was the game plan. When you had to line up against Detroit, circle him, find a way to stop him, and rarely did teams get that done.
And he's got Shockey. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And with the play clock counting down towards 0, Todd Bowles will take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. On first and 10, here's Rodgers. This is Yeldon on the dump off. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Now a first carry for T.J. Yeldon. And down inside the 35, he goes to the 32-yard line. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
Rodgers to throw on second down. He goes underneath for Yeldon. And he'll go down at the 28. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. They go play action here on first down. That is caught at the 7. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
They'll try to run for it with Yeldon. That gets them 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some...
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. T.J. Yeldon taking it in from 4 yards out. And his guys have taken a first-quarter lead.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
2nd down following the run. On the counter, Gurley. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves him with 3rd down and just a yard to go. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Dubliners with a football. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll try and run with a fullback Johnson. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. It'll be a gain of 4. And they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. So it'll be first down here after the run. Here's Gurley. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Now on 2nd down, this is Gurley. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Partner, we're into the 2nd quarter, and I guess you can kind of look at it both ways. The offense, they've got to figure out what they're going to do because they haven't scored any points. But if you're the defense, you're feeling great about what you got going on. The only concern you have, if you get to the half, what adjustments would the offense make to try to defeat you? Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
And this will be taken at the 13. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jason Pierre-Paul in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback because he had no chance to block him.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. And he dropped it. Now it was tipped. Altered the ball a little bit, but he dropped it. And now 4th down.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. 5 wides in the game, 4 of them to the right side. Throwing now is Rodgers. And Jeffrey's got it. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
Brandon, I have one word for you after that completion for a first down.
Lucky?
Analytics.
Well, the analytics say punt the football there.
So we're changing to analytics as we go, right? What a big-time play for them. And really took a big-time chance.
Yeah, big-time first half chance. Rodgers now on first down. Fitzgerald bringing it in over the middle. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
As a guy carrying the ball, your eyes are going to direct your feet, and you're hoping they carry you to the open spaces. That's awfully difficult at times because you have so many things you have to look out for. Where's the line blocking? Where's the traffic coming from? Tough to find open spots.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Philadelphia after this. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And he's got Shockey. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 20. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. It's a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. And the offense readies for play number 10 of this series. So here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. Rodgers now to throw. And he's got Fitzgerald. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. A first down carry now for Yeldon. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They'll try to punch it in with Yeldon. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. T.J. Yeldon with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. Not a bad start for him. 2 drives for the offense, 2 rushing TDs.
Almost like he's in the percussion section in the band, isn't it? Got a little oomph, right? Got a little crash, got a little bang. He's got it all as he gets to the end zone. 2nd rushing touchdown, as you noted, on 2 drives. He's off to a terrific start.
Okay, you ready? Wait for it. Now after the score, it's Parkey on to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Now this offense ready to head back out there. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
They go play action here on 1st down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested, and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down. Bryant spread out to the right. Foles. Dumps it off to Gurley. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 45. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us down?
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off. It's the Pro Bowl corner, Joe Hayden, with it. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
5 wides in the game, 4 of them to the right side. So after the INT, it's Rodgers. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. It's a 4-receiver look to the right side. Rodgers again here on 2nd. Now look out. Rodgers lost the football. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. And now back out comes the offense.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, is going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
And some real confusion here. They won't even get to the line. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Surveying the field. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And they went big on 1st down. Proves unfruitful.
In this situation, it's really tough to figure out how to defend because they have plenty of room to still take deep shots at the end zone as they just did there. Yet at the same time, you've got to be ready for the short throw. In this case, when you see the cue that they're going for the end zone, retreat and make sure you have a way to play forward, back towards the receiver, and have a chance to bat the ball away as they did there.
Larry Fitzgerald was the intended target, and it's 3rd down. 3rd down here for the offense after the incomplete pass. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's got time in the pocket. He's going to go up top for the end zone. He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete. And that hits the right upright and caroms away. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So plenty of leg, but it's the accuracy there that lets him down.
Yeah, he hit it really well. I think this might have been good from 55. But you'll see it just conk off that upright. And they're denied a chance at 3 points.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. This is Yeldon on the dump off. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
That play was well covered. Just tried to check it down. Unfortunately, they're not able to find any yardage on that one.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. On 2nd down, here's Rodgers. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And now a first down following that long gain. Rodgers now on first down. That's caught by his tight end, Shockey. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
He's got time. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. A final shot before half for Rodgers. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on fourth down. They'll throw now on the final play. Looking for Fitzgerald, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. So here they come, the road team now getting the football first to start this third quarter. Second half begins with a run by Yeldon. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. It'll be second down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Throwing now is Rodgers. And Bryant's got it over the middle. And they're able to get this one across the 35. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, sometimes you just have to take things into your own hands, don't you? I mean, the offense is really struggling in this game. They're the ones keeping things going. They have to continue to play at that level.
So 2nd and 10 here. Rodgers again here on 2nd and 10. And he's got Shockey. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And 15 yards there on the catch and run. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
You got to feel a little bit for the defense there. They've done a terrific job all day long holding this guy in check. But that might have been the run to break things out for him, maybe turn things around. Now he's going to have some confidence, and maybe.
And this is taken in at the 5. It goes as a pickup of 23. And now they'll be set up with a 1st and goal.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Now a handoff to Yeldon. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle. They come out here in the I. Rodgers to throw on 2nd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Mike Singletary coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7. After the sack, 3rd and goal now from the 12. Rodgers now on 3rd and goal. That is caught. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 11 yards on the pickup, and that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal. The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1. They'll go with a big back, Yeldon, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown. T.J. Yeldon taking it in, and his guys are going to add on to their lead. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now, no question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. Yeah, what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the 2nd half. And the last time that they were on the field, a little demoralizing. Missed field goal. You always feel like you want to get it in the end zone, but then, oh, well, at least we're going to get 3. Didn't go through the goalpost, so.
It does test the mental processes of a team, though, doesn't it? Because when you miss a field goal, it's amazing how fast they want to turn on the guy kicking the ball. But you need to keep his confidence up because how many times have we seen games where it comes down to the stretch, and guess what? You need that guy to make the big kick for your team to move on or to win a game. Make sure you keep him happy. Make sure you keep him comfortable.
I'm sure you always treated the kicker nicely, though, right?
You know, truthfully, I did.
Good.
I always did because those guys, they won us a whole lot of games.
On the handoff, it's Gurley. And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. And it looks like a pickup of 6. That leaves him with 7 yards to go on 3rd down. So 2nd down was a run play. Now let's see what they do on 3rd. Foles. Flushed out right. He completes it to Bryant. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. So the offense has it 1st and 10. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Now Foles. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. So incomplete on 1st. Let's see what 2nd down has in store. Here's Foles. Left side and caught by Flainer. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. So here we go, a 3rd down after the 2nd down pass completion. Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley. Fighting him off.
Just ran right through the trash.
It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave him with some options here on 4th and inches. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. That'll be a gain of 16. And the decision to go for it pays off. They've got a 1st and goal. And the defense bit hard there. They were thinking run all the way, play fake, working to perfection on 4th down.
And it was able to work because of the down and distance situation. 4th and short, you've got to respect the run. You show a little play action. Oftentimes you find people open for what you need, and that's exactly what they got done there.
No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
What a game this defense has played. They're pitching a shutout, so it'd be fun to watch down the stretch to see if their defensive coordinator continues to be as aggressive as he's been all game long.
Only a yard there, and that'll bring us to 3rd and goal. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down.
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it, an in route, going into a little bit of traffic. Maybe in the back of his mind, he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Buying time to his left. And this is incomplete. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt. And as a result, possession switches hands. And here now the offense heading back out there. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
51 yards on the punt there. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. No gain, and it's 2nd down. They tried to swing it out left into the flat, but the defense, they were very principled there.
It felt very West Coast offense, didn't it? You know their expression, right? On a West Coast offense, when they throw the ball, it's either going to be a touchdown or a check down, meaning they like to press it downfield. If they don't have it, swing it out, which is exactly what we saw there. But how about the great pursuit and tackle to make a nice play?
And now a 1st down following that long gain. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll go down at the 28. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down.
I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And the tight end has it, Fleener. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And did he get the feet down? No, they'll say he did not. It's incomplete. Well, in tapping those toes, he tried to get both in bounds. He could not do it, though.
In tap dance parlance, could not complete the shuffle. All right, needed to get that shuffle down with both feet, not just one.
Is that what they say?
There it is. Put a little sand down on the stage.
I'll take your word for it, my man.
And that incompletion was caused by the defense. I think they were trying to get one into the middle of the field, trying to find a receiver there. but they were in zone defense. And what are they?
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now this offense ready to take over again. They have the big cushion. Here in the final stages of this one, I don't know if there's any better feeling than being up big on the road.
There really can't be, because for a team to go on the road and win in the NFL, that's huge to begin with. But just think about all the preparation that went into it. When they first started talking about this game, leading up to it during the week, going on the road, unfamiliar city, obviously, unfamiliar hotel. No one's going to be with you once you get to the stadium. They're all going to be against you. You name it, all those things they had to deal with, they were able to conquer them and do it convincingly.
Yeah, they did it very convincingly, and now the final moments of this one. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. It's Desmond Trufant, and the return here will go to the 31-yard line. So out now comes the offense back onto the field. They come into enemy territory, and I don't care what the matchup is in the National Football League. You're up like this late in the game on the road. This feels pretty good.
Oh, it feels fantastic. Anytime you get a road victory in the NFL, that's a big-time accomplishment. And to do it this convincingly, that just tears up the script that every home team has, which is nobody comes into our house and pushes us around. They took care of business today.
Yeah, they pushed around, and now the final stages of this one. Taking it about the 16. So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. 10 yards to go on 3rd. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And he will not be able to get away as Foles is taken down. Shaq Thompson in there to get him for a loss of 9. And that'll lead to 4th down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And my goodness, another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
Rodgers looking to throw. His throw caught at about the 5. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Now, defensively here, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Shotgun now for Rodgers. This is Yeldon on the dump off. And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. T.J. Yeldon from 3 yards out. And his guys capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Now after the score, it's Parkey on to kick it away. This one taken just inside the 10. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Now this offense ready to head back out there. They are down big. They have not scored a single point. I don't know, are they so defeated at this point you just want to get in the locker room and get the heck out of here?
That is one way to approach it. Sometimes, Coach, say, that's it, okay? It hasn't worked all game. there's no sense in doing something now. Let's get out of here, no one gets hurt. But others will look at it and say, we still have an opportunity to do something.
On the line.
Exactly. You have pride on the line, execution as you look forward and get ready for your next game, and a message to your team. We're not going to quit. No matter what the battle is, we're going to finish this thing out.
They'll throw underneath for Gurley. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll leave him with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Bryant spread out to the right. Foles. Dumps it off to Gurley. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Now Foles. He's going to let it fly. And this is taken in at the 5. So, Charles, are able to complete what so often seems to be elusive, a shutout in the NFL. And maybe what's finished.
Boy, we've just gotten started here, and already these guys have been handed a really difficult decision to make. Now a chance to see a second Indianapolis. Oh, and that's a key upgrade right there. He's versatile, athletic, and a big upgrade over what they had. Oh, no need to worry about this guy. Just plug him right into the starting role, and he'll be a massive upgrade. In these middle rounds, you have to start asking yourself, do you settle for what's available now, or do you try and push your luck? The Panthers have been represented once already in this draft. Is a second about to come off here? Definitely some options with this pick. Do you take a skill player here, or get yourself some help up front? What to do here? Build up the interior of your line or get that skilled player to add another weapon? So with a handful of starters already nailed down, you have to ask yourself, do you dare go for depth or do you just try to cover? Now it's getting to the time of the draft where you really want to get lucky and hope somebody falls into your lap. Still a few holes on this roster and not a lot of time left to do anything about it. Boy, it's finger-crossing time now. With the end in sight and a few more holes to fill, you've got to be hoping that there's still a... And now is where you need to make these last picks count. Time to fill any holes you can before it's too late. It's the age-old question on draft day. What's the bigger need, offense or defense? One thing's for sure in this round, you're going to walk away with a great player no matter which way you go.
All right, Larry, hope everyone is settled in for a great Draft Champions contest. Here, lucky to witness it. I'm Brandon Gaudin with Charles Davis. These guys that you see on your screen, they won't be witnessing. They will be participating in what should be an excellent game. Let's get down to the field. It's time for kick. And it's the birth of a new club as we're underway in Draft Champions. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. First down, Mariota. And it's complete. The tight end, Deion Sims. 14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Mariota on first down. Caught left side by Funchess. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll make it a second down.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? You're able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
So this brings up a 2nd and 2. Now a second down throw for Mariota. Funchess with a catch over the middle. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. first down throw for Mariota. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. They give him 15 more, and it's another first down. And a good sign for them right now to have their young quarterback looking confident on the opening drive.
Now, we haven't met a young quarterback, a veteran quarterback. It doesn't matter. We haven't met a quarterback yet that doesn't tell us he's confident about his abilities, right?
That's true.
But when you're young, it's really important to get off to a good start because it does build up that confidence and allows him to play better as the game goes on.
Especially crucial here on the road. And how about this first drive? They're being aggressive, slinging it around.
Really confident, too, because they're not trying to fool him with running plays, throwing it, and they're being very successful right now.
That was second down run for Murray. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down. Oh, it's a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and inches.
Still want to be prepared for a pass.
Eluding the pressure right. He may try and run for this. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1.
Now, that's disappointing for the defense. They had the advantage, had excellent coverage all over the field, but they let him get away, scramble, and pick up a first down, and inside the 5-yard line.
Now they'll run. Murray. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Did your high school have that saying, push them back cheer?
I was a kicker.
Well, it certainly worked. Didn't matter whether we were kickers or not. That one worked, didn't it? They pushed him back at his last snap of the ball, and, boy, they created a nice play for themselves.
Under pressure now, and he's going to go down just inside the 5-yard line.
Well, in my time in football, I've yet to see a playbook that draws up offensive plays designed to lose yardage. A running play loses yardage on first down. They try and throw it, take a sack on second down. What can the offensive coordinator come up with here on third down?
Flush to his right, and that is incomplete. Thomas the intended target, and it's 4th and 4. Now on 4th down, Chip Kelly's going to say, let's bring out the field goal unit. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Dawson's kick is good. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. And that field goal caps an 11-play drive.
It's a lot of offense to run to only get 3 points, but they'll take them. Anytime you can put anything on the board, you run to your sideline somewhat happy.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And last year, that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year, he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. First carry now. This is Hill. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 10 yards on the pickup there. And that'll be good enough for the first.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Defensively, Jimmy Ward in on the stop. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Dubliners. Second down, Prescott. They got a man over the middle. It's Woods. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Now a first down carry. It's Hill. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4. Telvin Smith that time there to make the play.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
On second down, Hill works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4. Credit the tackle there to Aaron Lynch.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25.
On 3rd and 1, it seems natural to just turn and hand it to the biggest guy you have in the backfield. But usually, he's not the primary runner. So for the defense, they're often keying on the running back because he's the guy who gets the ball more often, and the fullback is the blocker. When he ends up carrying the football, that's a heck of a tendency breaker, and now you're just trying to jump on his back and hold on.
And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. And now the offense operates in the red zone.
Come on, let's go!
They'll try to throw now. Prescott. And that's caught left side. It's Williams. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal. And now the passing game here in the 2nd quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
1:59 to go in the first half. We'll come back to Cincinnati after this. Offense looks to punch it in here and he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Derek Coleman taking it in. And his guys have taken the lead. Well, if at first you don't succeed, try again. They go to the big man. 2nd time he gets it done.
Almost as if they were feeling like he was establishing a rhythm. Give it to him again and again. And how about the end result? Finishes it off in the end zone.
Touchdown, great run, and the score. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And last year that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee. And that's at the 25. And now out comes Minnesota. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
toe bashed it.
Super toe.
Here's Colston now in motion left. Mariota now to throw on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And they're able to get this one down to the 25. 23 yards on the play.
That's the type of play there that puts a defense in a stress. Marcus Mariota on the run. You don't know whether he's going to take it downfield or throw the footballs we just saw there. And boy, was he accurate with that one.
And you know, the Oregon coaches offered him a scholarship without ever seeing him start a game because they saw him in camp. They saw plays like that, offered him.
He didn't start very much in high school, but he started a lot once he got to Oregon.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. C.O. Moore in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Mariota now on 2nd down. Flushed out right. And this one complete right side to Funchess. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys in plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
Eluding the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds.
Brandon, if you're not rooting for the defensive team, that was a fun play to watch. Fourth down, all the throwing lanes are covered, and this guy says, let me do it myself, and shows off scrambling ability that you just can't.
He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Marcus Colston in the final seconds of the first half. And the Vikings are going to retake the lead. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. After the touchdown, it's Dawson on to kick it away. And on the return, here comes Adam Jones. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Yeah, that's perfect. 2, Davis, deep. Hey, I got to go.
Okay, and sorry about that. Didn't know Larry got cut off early. We are back and ready for the third quarter. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And last year, that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year, he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. And now back out comes the offense. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Throws left side, complete to Keenan Allen. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
A gain of 8 and a first down.
On third down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
They stick on the ground on first down with Hill. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Well, in that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
Now Prescott. And Escobar has it left side. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
So now at 3rd and 7, and defensively, it's a dime look. 6 DBs. Prescott looking left side, and it's complete. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Hill, the lone setback. Second down, Prescott. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Again, it's Murray. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
On offense, the guy that you want to have the best eyes on the field are your quarterbacks, so you can see everything pre-snap, and then, of course, as the play develops. On defense, oftentimes it's the linebacker, and on this play, his eyes took him right to the ball, and he made a nice tackle.
Now Mariota, flush to his right. He throws, and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And the ball is knocked out, and he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
And he hits his tight end, Escobar. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Looking for his running back, and he's got him. 6 yards on the pickup, and they're going to face a third down. Now, this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Back now in Cincinnati. Two yards to go here on third down. They'll try and run for it. Here's Hill. He needed 2. He got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down at a yard.
And, partner, when you run the ball on 3rd and 2, you're telling the whole world you've got nothing but confidence in your offensive line and your runner, and you expect to get it. But they were stuffed on that play. Only got 1 yard. Great job by the defensive front. The linebackers, everyone got involved to force a 4th down.
And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down.
Well, if it's 4th and 4, 4th and 5, maybe you think about the field goal there. But on 4th and 1, this is a way to tell your offense, hey, I believe in you. You can do this. And sure enough, they're going to pick up the first down.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. Underneath here to Hill. And he'll go down at the 28. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll make it second down. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
They'll try to pound it in with Hill. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. And if the defense can hold here, this ball game is over.
And they're thinking more than just holding. They're thinking about a takeaway to finish things off.
Prescott on 3rd and goal. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
I I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the fourth quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
And now out comes Minnesota. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punching the end zone without turning it over.
It's a gain of 20 that time. And that leads to a Minnesota first down.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
They go play action here on first down. And this one complete right side to Funchess. They'll get 19 yards there, and it'll give the Vikings a first down. So there on that play, offensively, they were in the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your...
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Here's Mariota, escaping the pressure right. Thomas has got it, complete. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a third down. And boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
And he hits the tight end. It's Deion Sims. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Mariota now. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And give him 9 yards on the second down screen play. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. So this thing is all going to come down. Now here's a timeout coming on the defensive side of the ball. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And that is not going to get there. Oh, he missed it short. It's no good. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the fourth. So a bit of a weird kick there. That wasn't an overly long attempt, but that never had a chance.
You almost wonder if he might have maybe got that one on the laces because it kind of knuckled on him a bit.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Kevin Johnson. And he's going to go down as time. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. They set for their first drive here in overtime. And this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, That gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. Mariota on first down. Flushed out right. Throwing right, and that's complete. It's a gain of 14 there, and it'll be first down Vikings.
They talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
Now a play fake here on first down. They'll roll him out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
Throwing again. Mariota on 2nd and 10. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. They lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. And that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there because trying is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on 3rd down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. A first down throw for Mariota. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quran Williams. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. Now this offense ready to take over again. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Yeah, part 1 is done, now part 2. Now what can Prescott do in the OT? And he hits his target. It's Kenny Stills. He's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. 6 yards to go here on 2nd down. A 2nd down throw for Prescott. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Jeremy Hill was the one he was trying to hit there. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
A lot of teams love to throw screen passes. They want to tire out defenses because they make them run a lot. But there are a lot of moving parts on a play for an offense when they call that one. Because you got the linemen that have to move. You got the wide receivers that have to get out and vacate. You got the running back that's got to make a little fake and then get out into the route. And of course, the quarterback, he's got to hold in there and know he's probably going to take a big hit before he lofts the screen off to the back. Why didn't he catch it? That's all he needed to do for them to be successful.
And Escobar has it left side. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 8 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. They'll hand it off now. Hill. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
That play almost seemed like a baseball play. See ball, hit ball. But in this case, see guy with ball, tackle guy with ball.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Again, it's Hill. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
But he was stopped on that play. But he's had plenty of carries all out.
Another timeout called by the Vikings now. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. So a big one coming now for Cairo Santos. Made his first. This now from 46 yards away. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. We were just treated to an absolute dandy in this one. A great finish in overtime with a long field goal.